All right, good morning. It is Monday, March 30th. Welcome to week 3 of your online learning. And right now I'm going to go over information for social studies today. So, first and foremost, please be sure that you have Friday's self-paced Pear Deck completed ASAP. I am going to close that up by midnight tonight. That way I can check in the students who have done it so I can give you credit in PowerSchool. Today's assignment that I'll get into in a few minutes, you will have today and tomorrow to complete it, with it needing to be turned in by midnight tomorrow. If you have any concerns about that, or if you notice it becoming too big of a problem to get it in, please reach out to me in an email. Also, starting today, I will start my office hours. Really, those are just virtual sessions that you can join in if you want to check in, if you want to get some face to face time, or if you have any questions. It will either be a Zoom link or a Google Meet, but today's session will be from 10:30 to 11. Look for that link posted in the Google Classroom right before 10:30, and I will have this schedule up in the Google Classroom as well. So, my first question to you, since we haven't been in school in a while, and you all know that on Mondays we typically talk about our weekends to begin class. So, I want to know, how was your weekend? Feel free to tell me about it in the Google Classroom. There's a question posted. Of course, it's not mandatory, it's not for a grade, but if you would like to, I would love to hear. So, just some pictures of what we did in the Bennett house last night. Theodore, some of you saw him in our virtual meetings. His hair was getting quite long. And since all of the salons and barbershops are closed down right now, we decided to give him a haircut at home. It was quite the experience. You can see from this picture right here, he at first wasn't looking too swell, but I'm happy to report he does not look so bad right now. I just don't have any pictures of the finished product, so I'll try to show you that in the days to come. So, in the Google Classroom is a question for you to answer if you would like to tell me about your weekend. So now I want you to think back to Friday's Pear Deck. So we have moved on and we're talking about the civilizations that settled near the Indus River. These civilizations were very complex and they achieved much. They had a system of writing, but historians are still not sure how to decipher it, meaning we don't know what their writing means. Therefore, historians have had to study artifacts to make extremely educated guesses about ancient life near the Indus River. So, to refresh your memory, here is the map of India. This is where the Indus River Valley civilization was located in the northwest corner. And you have two major cities that pop up there, Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, which you'll learn more about today. And then, of course, here's pictures of some of the writing and some of the pictures that we have found from this civilization. So Friday's activity was really trying to get you to think like these scientists and historians, think like these people have had to think with the Indus River Valley. They've had to take a look at artifacts and try to come up with what they think that civilization might have been like based on the artifacts that they've found. So, for example, they had toys. We believe that this artifact, and you saw this in the Pear Deck from Friday, was probably a toy based really on the size. If you notice down here, this is 10 centimeters, that scale, so it wasn't very large. But historians infer that that society probably had domesticated animals. You can see the toys the cart is being carried by animals. They used a wheel. They farmed. They traded more than likely. The fact that there is something like a toy shows that they allowed children to play. So it wasn't like the Stone Age societies where children were working and they knew how to work with clay. This was made out of clay. We have found standardized weights and measures. So some of you might have at first guessed that these were blocks, but really these were weights. Each block has a specific weight. So because we found these things, historians believe that they probably had professional merchants and traders, and that they wanted a fair way to measure goods that they were trading, meaning they wanted to make sure they gave you a specific weight of something. They probably had a central government that used these standard weights and measures and traded with other civilizations. They also had something called a seal. Here's an example of a seal. So we can infer that they were professional artisans, or that there were professional artisans that took pride in their work. There were merchants and traders. They traded with other civilizations. We found some of these Indus River Valley seals far away from the actual Indus River Valley. And a lot of times they were put on a good. So maybe an artisan or a merchant wanted to show, hey, this good was mine, almost like a stamp. From the ruins, we can tell they had well-planned cities and buildings. One of the examples you looked at was this, which might have been a granary, a storage for extra food. We believe they probably had a plan for storing food. They could engineer large buildings. You can even see from the ruins, they have what appear to be some grid-like streets and well-planned, almost neighborhoods. Another artifact you looked at on Friday was the Great Bath. So they might have valued cleanliness, or that might have been used for religious purposes. So for today and tomorrow, what you're going to do is look a little bit further into the Indus River Valley civilization itself. So the first thing that I'm going to have you do for this is to read a document and then take specific information from that reading to create a slideshow to accompany it. So the document itself, as soon as it pulls up here, looks like this. You don't have editing rights. You don't need it. Really, you're using this for information. So the red parts of this document are important to pay attention to. That's going to tell you exactly what it is that you need to do. So you're going to read it, and then after each section, complete a slide in the Google slideshow that'll be posted with this reading in the Google Classroom. So for example, slide number 1, you're going to have to add a slide that includes the name of the civilization in India, as well as the major cities. Your slideshow is going to look like this, and I apologize, my computer's running very slow. It's going to be a blank template. I encourage you to make it look pretty. You can jazz it up as much as you want. But slide number 1, you're going to see the number 1, and it'll say name of civilization plus 2 major cities. And on most slides, I want you to include one picture with a website. So for example, if I took you back to my directions, this slide right here, you're going to notice this map. I didn't have this in my stack of pictures. I had to find it. So if I wanted to put the website that I found this map from, I would go to the actual website that I got it from, which is loading up. Here's the map right here. I copy and pasted that. And then this is what I'm looking for you to put underneath your picture, the website right at the top there. Don't just give me Google, right? That's not a website, that's a search engine. So actually the website itself. So I put that, I just made a text box using this, and then I put the information or the website right in there. When you get down to number 2, for example, you're going to tell me 2 reasons why people settled near the Indus River. And again, include one picture with a website. So most of them will require a picture, and you don't need to do some full bibliography or citation. I just want the website that you got the picture from. That way you're giving credit to where you got it from. So read, slideshow, read, slideshow. There are 8 slides altogether that you will need to complete. Put the information in your own words, find good pictures. If you have questions while you're working through this, feel free to leave comments in the Google Classroom or email me, and I will get back to you as fast as I can. In the meantime, have a wonderful Monday, and I will hopefully see some of you at 10:30 today for my first virtual set of office hours.